If you are trying to grow by being perfect, you are doing it wrong. People don't follow perfection, they follow what is real. David's power wasn't in performance, it was in honesty. This is why your real story builds more trust than your highlight reel. The power of authenticity. How to build trust through realness. No, David was real with God. He was real in his psalms. Honesty in your content makes people connect with you. Have you ever felt pressure to be more than you are online? More polished, more exciting, more perfect. In a digital world filled with filters, created feeds, and staged moments, it's tempting to believe that success comes from presenting an idealized version of yourself. That to grow, you have to be flawless. But here is the truth. People don't connect with perfection, they connect with authenticity. David's authenticity, a real leader who was real, a leader who was real. Think about David. He wasn't perfect, far from it. He made mistakes, he had doubts, and even faced rejection. But what set him apart was his willingness to be real with God, with his people, and even with himself. When he was afraid, he cried out to God. When he was joyful, he danced without shame. When he messed up, he owned his failures and sought forgiveness. And because of that, people trusted him. They followed him, not because he was without flaws, but because he was genuine. The same applies to you as a content creator. People don't need you to be perfect. They need you to be real. You always fear of being judged. You're always afraid of being judged. One of the biggest fears creators face is, what will people think if I show the real me? We don't embrace our uniqueness. Look, the right audience will connect with you, your quirks, your struggles, and your journey. Share your experiences honestly. Let people see the process, not just the finished product. Your imperfections aren't a weakness. They make you relatable. Don't try to fit in. It's easy to fall into the trap of copying what's trending, thinking what's the only way to grow, thinking that's the only way to grow. But when you try to be like everyone else, you lose what makes you different. Be original. David didn't wear Saul's armor when he faced Goliath. He didn't fit him. Instead, he used what worked for him, a sling and stones. You need to find your voice. Share your perspective. Your originality is your superpower. You're feeling like you have to be on top all the time. The pressure to always be energetic, happy, or inspiring can be exhausting, but no one is always at their best. Trust me. Let your humanity show through your work. If you are having a tough day, it's okay to say so. If you are learning something new, share the journey. If something doesn't go as planned, be honest about it. People don't just want content from you, they want connection. And connection comes from being human. Trust is built through realness. Authenticity isn't just a strategy, it's a foundation of lasting impact. People can spot a fake content creator, but when you show up as true yourself, they will trust you, respect you, and stay with you for the long haul. So stop trying to be what you think people want. Be you. That's where the real influence begins. So as a content creator, do not wear other person's armor. Be yourself. Be your queen. Now, sometimes we need to sit down, pause, reflect on our journey so far. We need to take time to celebrate and give thanks to what we have been able to achieve so far. No, you have come further, come afar. Take time to celebrate, give thanks. In the fast-paced world of content creation, it's easy to focus on what's next milestone you want to achieve, the next big break. But how often do you stop and appreciate how far you have? David was anointed king as a young shepherd boy, but his journey to the throne wasn't immediate. There were battles, betrayal, and long sessions of waiting. Yet along the way, he celebrated the victory because he knew each step was part of God's greater plan. As a creator, you may feel like you are not where you want to be, but pause, look back, see the progress. We are always chasing for more, never feeling enough. Creators often struggle with, I haven't done enough. Maybe you have gained 500 followers, but you are focused on why it's not 5,000. Maybe you have posted 20 videos, but you are upset that none of them went viral. The pressure to do more can blind you from seeing how much you have already accomplished. So why not shift from comparison to celebration? David didn't wake up one day and instantly become king. He won battles one at a time. He grew in wisdom, strength, and leadership step by step. So take time to reflect. What skills have you developed since you started? Celebrate small wins, whether it's your first video, your first comment, or your first collaboration. Recognize progress, not just in numbers, but in the quality of your work. Your confidence and your consistency. If you only focus on what's ahead, you will miss the blessings of day. Celebrate each step, knowing God leading you forward. Now, when you feel like your work doesn't matter, this is another pain point. Sometimes you create content and it feels like no one notices. No viral moment, no overnight success. You start questioning, does it even matter? Is this making an impact? David didn't see the full impact of his leadership in one day, but every act of faithfulness, every decision, every battle, every prayer built a lasting legacy. So remember why you started instead of focusing on quick success. Look at the impact you have already made or the impact you're already making. Revisit your first place of content. Notice how much you have improved. Think about the people you have helped, even if it's just one comment, one message, one life change. Trust the process. Just because you don't see immediate results doesn't mean your work isn't planting seeds for something great. Your journey is bigger than numbers. God is using your gifts in ways you may not even realize. We forget to thank God for the journey. As creators, most of us, look, David was a warrior, a musician, a leader, but most importantly, he was a man after God's own heart. He didn't just celebrate himself, he gave glory to God for every victory. So why not make gratitude a habit? When you acknowledge God in your journey, you invite him into your future success. Take moments to thank him for creativity, opportunities, and even challenges that made you stronger. Write down your wins, big or small, and recognize how God has been guiding you. Use your platform to inspire others. Share your growth, your lessons, and your gratitude. David danced before the Lord in celebration, not because he had everything figured out, but because he knew God was with him every step. So as creators, success isn't just the destination, it's the journey. You may not be where you want to be, but you are not where you started. That's growth. And it's worth celebrating. Every step forward is a win. Every lesson learned is growth. Every moment of gratitude brings you closer to God's purpose. So today, pause, breathe, look back with gratitude, because when you thank God for what's already done, you will be even more prepared for what is about to. So until I come your way again, why not grab your phone, your camera, go out there and create content that will impact, content that will last.